Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, welcome. My name is Robertinah Mbula and I want to talk about life after high school. So the first thing you need to understand after you clear high school is that you're no longer a baby. The whining, the nagging, it ends. You take on the responsibility of standing for your actions or being accountable for your actions. You develop self-discipline. Here you're not waiting for anyone to ring a bell to tell you it's lunchtime, to tell you to take a break, to tell you to wake up. You become self-disciplined. And the other thing is that you become reliable to the people around you. Friends, your younger siblings, your elder siblings as well. If someone sends you to the shop, are they going to wait for hours until you come back? You have to be reliable, accountable, and responsible. The other thing that you should note very carefully is that you're now an adult. I want to imagine that most people who clear high school are between the ages of 17 and 18. And in most cases, that's when you get, here in Kenya, that's when you get your ID, your national identity card. That means you're now an adult. The law applies even to you. So you are really excited getting that ID and you're like, now I'm a grown up. I can do whatever I want. If the law catches up with you, it treats you the same way it treats anyone. 18, you're an adult and the law does not spare you just because you're 18, okay? Another thing after high school that I think is important for you to transition from being a high school student to a college student or to whatever it is that you're going to pursue after high school is that you need to know how to manage your time. Sometimes, in my time, we used to get a whole year before we get to join the university. For you guys nowadays, you go right the next year. How do you manage the time that you have just before you get to college? I'll give you a short story about myself. When I cleared high school, the one thing I did is the one thing that shaped who I am today, and I'm always grateful. So I went on and took catechism classes. Yes, so I'd never been baptized before. I didn't know the doctrines of the church, and I just went ahead. I would go every day at 3 in the afternoon up to 5 to get catechism classes, and I was able to understand religion so much better as a grown-up now. Not like a child would do, but this time I was of sound mind. I knew what I was being told. I was able to ask questions, and I'm so glad for myself. That is the one thing I'm so proud of myself for doing. So I got baptized, I got confirmed, but then I'm Catholic. So learn how to manage your time. Find something that is going to be productive for yourself, for your future. In 10 years, are you going to look back and say, oh, I wasted my time, or wow, I really did something nice with my time back then? And also, time managing comes down to how you plan your day, what time you wake up, how much work you'll have done by let's say by lunchtime, what you're going to do for the afternoon. Make sure it's something that's productive, something that's going to build your character, build the people around you, and at the end of the day, it's all about your life. Believe you me, when you're looking at it in years to come, you will not want to be in a position where you're regretting what you didn't do. On to my next point, I would say that now that you're a grown-up, you have your ID, you've cleared high school, and you're probably waiting for your exam results. You don't know how they're gonna be. Maybe you are a good student at school, maybe you are not. And don't be ashamed for either of them. What you need to understand now is that you're now responsible for everything about you, including money. Okay, I understand. You don't have a job, you're not making any money, but sometimes your parents give you pocket money and they tell you go buy some shoes, go buy a dress, go buy a gift, go do something, you know. It's the little things that matter. That amount that you've been given, set a certain percentage aside into savings. Personally, I wish I had someone to advise me on how to save, or tell me just save, Robertinah, save. But I don't want you to go through the same thing, and I want you to have a beautiful future. So let's say your mom or your dad or your guardian gives you 1,000 bob to go do shopping. You don't go spend it all. Put at least 200 bob into a savings account. And there are accounts for people who are students, for people who are unemployed. So you can open, like for me, I opened a Young Innovators account at Cooperative Bank. Yeah, I opened it, but I wasn't saving. And then be putting, even if it is 10 shillings. Nowadays we have mobile technology. You can save as little as you can. So save, if it's 5 bob, 10 bob, 100 bob, 1,000 bob, depending on what you have in your hand. Just take a small percentage. You can even start with 5% of 1,000 bob. That's 50 bob, right? I think. Yeah, that's 50 bob. Save 50 bob. Next time, save another 50. At this time, you're not paying rent, you're not paying any bills. Another thing to note after you clear high school is that there are some social expectations. And I'm not saying that you define yourself to social standards or you do things just because the society tells you to do them this way, that way, you know. You just be yourself and do what is right. That is the most important thing, doing what is right. So here, what you're trying to do is to build a public image of yourself that is positive, that is inspiring, and other people are happy to relate to you. Your public image. How do you dress? Where do you go? How is your walking style? Young men, I'm talking to you here. What is your swag? What is your swag? So, is your swag something that puts people off? Or is it something that says, oh, that's a responsible young man. That's a responsible young woman. Can we call her to manage a certain event we have at our church? Can we call him to do registration of guests at a certain corporate event that we have for our company? You know, the way you carry yourself translates to the kind of opportunities you get. So learn to create a public image of yourself that is appealing and responsible at the same time. Don't dress skimpily for the ladies, and men, make sure that you always look responsible, well groomed, shave if you have to. Everything about you should just be neat. On the same point, respect everybody, even children. They're not younger than you, and them being younger than you does not mean that you disrespect them. Respect everybody, church leaders, community leaders, political leaders, your parents, your elder siblings, your younger siblings, your friends, your cousins, everybody. I mean everybody. Respect is earned. It is not demanded. And when you respect, you get respect back. Okay? This is also a time that you need to learn how to deal with failure. Remember, life is not a roller coaster. It's not going to be a smooth uphill going all the way to the top. You're gonna face a lot of failures on the way, and I'm not trying to scare you. Failure is good. It helps you to learn. It gives you lessons so that when you encounter such a problem again or an obstacle, you know already what to do to overcome it. So don't be afraid of failure. Just learn how to deal with failure. When you backslide from church, don't backslide forever. Learn to pick yourself up. You're not going to stay there for the rest of your life. If you make a mistake or if you wrong somebody, go and apologize. Say you're sorry. It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't make you any less of a person. So learn how to deal with failure and don't be afraid of failure. It happens. We've been there. I have been there personally. I've failed so many times, but here I am. I'm smiling. I'm able to smile and I'm able to sleep with peace at night. So don't be afraid of failure. Embrace it, in fact. You can join social groups with positive-minded people or like-minded people. If you're into journalism, find a social group of other journalists. Learn as much as you can. Don't join groups that are going to make your character deteriorate or ruin your reputation. Join a social group that is going to help you positively change your life or positively improve your life. For me, my own experience, I joined a church youth group. Remember I said that I did catechism, and of course I had to participate in church, and I felt drawn into the church youth group, and believe you me, group made me who I am. Knowing how to talk to people, become a leader. I became a leader in that group for close to 6 years as a treasurer, and it really built my self-esteem, my confidence levels, and I was able to even stand in front of the church to read Bible verses. So make sure you find a social group that is going to build you. Okay, so you've just cleared high school. Probably you're going to go to a university, and after university, you're going to start looking for work. And when you're looking for work, your employer will ask you for experience. So where do you get experience? And this brings me to my next point. You need to have a heart or have an attitude of volunteering. That's how you gain experience. If you find that there's something that you can do and you see an opportunity, don't go asking for payment. Go say, hi, I'm good at this and that. I know how to do posters, and I see you have an event. Can I volunteer for the event? Bible says, ask and it shall be given to you. Ask whoever it is that you're doing this job for to give you a recommendation, and you add that to your CV. Yeah, so keep volunteering. Don't feel like you're working for free. You're actually working for yourself, for your future self, because when you go to an employer after campus, there'll be you and your schoolmates looking for work. You will have an edge over the rest if you have some experience, some work experience. Learn, and when you're volunteering, try to learn as much as possible. Network and get a mentor or as many mentors as you possibly can. There's a lot that I could share with you, but I think for now I have captured what I think could help you the most when you're just trying to move from high school into the real world. We call it the real world because it is the real world. The friends you used to have, they go their own way, and you probably will never meet again. Believe you me, you might never ever meet again. I'm going to leave you with a few words of encouragement for you to remind yourself daily so that you can be able to get through this journey of transitioning from your high school experience to the real world experience, or getting ready for university or college or work. You never know, some people start working right after high school. So here we go. Embrace the principle of humility. Wherever you go, whatever you do, be humble. If you're going to do something, do it, and do it fearlessly. Network and strive to build relationships that are beneficial to you and to the person you're relating to. Ask questions. Asking questions is one of the easiest ways to learn as much as you can in this whole world. Remember to always pray. And when you pray, pray faithfully. Don't just pray because other people are praying. Pray because you're talking to God who created you. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm going to do a few more transition videos, and I hope you're going to walk with me until the end of this. So I hope you have enjoyed watching and listening to this video. Remember to lead by example and share this video with your friends and family. Until next time, goodbye.